afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. We are live. We are here. It is once again the Hit the Pick Founders Show. I'm your host, Scott the Steamroller Steen, and along with two of my co-founders, we got a quorum. Barely. We barely have a quorum today. Loud is I don't know where Loud. Where's Loud? Anybody know?
He just said he can't make it.
Can't make it. All right. Well, there you go. And David Delano is driving back from North Carolina. I didn't even know he was in North Carolina. Anybody know what he was doing there?
Probably vacation.
Sure.
Maybe something to do with a Tar Heel. I don't even know what a Tar Heel is. What is a Tar Heel?
I don't know. It sounds vaguely racist, but I don't know.
Does it have something to do with tobacco? Maybe Tobacco Road. I don't know what a Tar Heel is. Now I got to look it up.
Are you going to look it up? Because that's what I was going to do as well. So yeah, why don't you do that? I'll continue.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
I'll continue to host. All right. So you know what? We're not going to talk about the guys that aren't here. We don't care about them. Let's talk about the guys that are here. We're going to start in the bottom because the snipe is busy Googling. He's Googling there in the closet. He is the pride of Philadelphia. He made it back from his camping trip. Did you go on vacation for Memorial Day too?
No, I had a vacation at my house on Memorial Day weekend.
Little staycation. Staycation. All right. You know him. You love him. It's Tom McCrena, a.k.a. Rye Cape, everybody.
Yeah, we still enjoyed ourselves, had fun, partying.
I missed doing the NASCAR show with you. Tom and I do a NASCAR show every Friday live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I wouldn't say I was under the weather. I felt okay, but my voice was just shot. It was like shot for like 4 straight days. And you probably heard it last Wednesday. And by Friday, it was like no-go zone. So did you make it through okay, buddy?
We actually did great. We got William Byron as top 3, and then we got Denny Hamlin over Kyle Larson. So yeah, it was a good day. Nice
to see you didn't miss a beat. You didn't need me to make great picks. You've been making great picks lately, so it's good to see you're able to get that done. So yeah, we're excited today. We're gonna talk a little NHL playoffs. We're gonna talk a little NBA playoffs. I don't know, maybe a little baseball. You know, we won't be talking Major Indoor Soccer League or UFL. Wes, let's meet Wes, everybody. You guys know Wes. Wes, by way of introduction, tell us what a Tar Heel is.
A Tar Heel. So the origin of the nickname traces back to North Carolina's prominence in the production of tar, turpentine, and pitch from its pine trees during the 18th and 19th centuries. Sounds like a sticky situation to me.
Oof. Very nice. There you go. So anybody, and I'm sure people were listening to this, and they're yelling at their computer or yelling at their phone because they knew what it was, but we had no idea. So it's good. They no longer do that. Did they tap all the pine trees?
I don't know. Maybe they got all the tar out of North Carolina. Who knows? Yeah. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those I don't like. What is a hokey? What is a buckeye? I think a buckeye is like an acorn or like a nut.
Yes, I used to have a keychain with a buckeye on it. My mom got it for me one time going through Ohio.
Now they're like cookies.
What?
Buckeyes. They're like cookies.
Buckeye cookies?
Yeah. Cookie cake. I don't know what you'd classify them as, but yeah, Buckeye it's like a cookie with chocolate in the middle of it.
Well, that sounds delicious and entirely made up. Are you sure you're not full of
shit? I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Are we
Googling
that too?
I'm going to talk to Wes for a minute. You start to Google.
I'm not Googling.
See, there is not a more informative sports show anywhere on the interwebs than right here, the Hit the Pick Founder Show. Hey, speaking of Hit the Pick, it's the once again our title sponsor for this show. Funny how that works. But make sure you just stop by and check out hitthepick.com. Great deals, $30 for any capper. $25? What are we doing? $25?
Yep.
25 for 30.
Huh?
25 for 30. $25 for 30 days.
There you go. 20. That's why I got the 30. $25 for 30 days. Pick your favorite handicapper or your least favorite handicapper, but maybe they win. Maybe you hate him. And they're like, well, he's really obnoxious, but he does win games. So pick that guy. You don't have to have him over for dinner or anything. You just got to cash those winning tickets. $25, 30 days. Hitthepick.com. Make sure you go over there and check it out. All right. So let's talk
hold on real quick. A Buckeye is chocolate wrapped in peanut butter.
Chocolate and then baked? Is it some sort of baked product?
I don't think it's baked. I don't know how it's cooked.
I don't know why. I thought it was a nut for some reason. I don't know why.
No, it is.
No, it is a nut.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they have a dessert. Tell you, it's like
That's
the cross
fantastic.
between a cookie and a cake.
It sounds like if like somebody just took a Reese's cup and turned it inside out.
Well, it'd be the right side. The peanut butter's still inside.
Right side in.
I thought it was chocolate wrapped in peanut butter.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
chocolate wrapped in
Chocolate's on the outside, peanut butter's on the inside. There's a little bit of peanut butter sticking up that makes it look like a Buckeye.
A Buckeye.
Oh, okay. So it is peanut butter on the inside, not on the outside.
Right. Yes.
All right. And
I like the tradition though. You score a touchdown, you get a sticker on your helmet, and the more stickers you have, obviously you've done quite well for the school. It's kind of a cool tradition.
yeah, and then you can trade those in at the end of the year for cookies. So a pretty sweet gig. Otherwise, you just got a helmet with a bunch of shit on it. And you're like, what am I doing with this? Well, you're trading it in. Every 5 Buckeyes get you 1 cookie. So I like it. No, it is pretty cool. They do that. Where else they do that in Michigan? They still do it in Michigan. Did they used to have something you put on a helmet? It wasn't a Buckeye, obviously, but I've seen other places do that.
Yeah,
I think there are some others. Utah does it, or at least they used to. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Utah
does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, there you go. Yeah, we used to do that when I was in Little League playing like 7th grade football. But you had little things you put on your helmet. It does make you feel good. I'd rather have a cookie, but
yeah, me too.
Right. So as we sit here Wednesday afternoon, guys, we've got the OKC returning to home tonight to try to put it away. Wes, let me get your thoughts on the Thunder, and the Wolves. Are the Thunder going to take care of it, or to quote Los Lobos, will the Wolves survive?
Well, I kind of like OKC here, although the line is actually moving toward Minnesota a little bit toward tip here right now. I kind of like the under too, because I think if OKC does take off running and they blow out Minnesota might just throw in the towel, wave the white flag, and fold. Right? You see it happen a lot of times in elimination games. So, SGA, he's shown his MVP prowess as of late. He's looked quite good, and Ant. I don't know. Was it his last game that he said, "Oh no, I think I played well," but he only, what was it, like 13 points or something, and he just really wasn't all that involved. And he's telling the press that he still thinks he played a good game, which I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I like OKC here. I like the under 2. If I had to choose between those two, I'd probably roll with OKC and I'd lay the points. The public's surprisingly split here. I got 52% on Minnesota, 48% on OKC, according to one of the consensus polls I follow. But yeah, I'd probably lay it with OKC. I think they want to basically, finish what they started here.
Yeah, and for the record, in that game Monday night, Ant-Man was 5 for 13 from the field, including 1 of 7 from three-point land on his way to 16 points, with 5 of them coming from the line. So he scored 11 points from the field. Again, I'm no head coach in the NBA, but I'd say there might be a little room for improvement there. Just saying. Yeah. Tommy, where are you at on tonight's game?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think it's going lower because Minnesota, it was a close game last time. I just think the public thinks this is too many points. I do not. OKC I think they're 7-1. ATS at home, being a 7.5 or at least a 7.5 point favorite. Their last 8. They dominate at home. They're the better defensive team. I still don't think Minnesota's offense has an answer for that defense. I kind of see a blowout here. I on the total, same thing as Wes. If this gets out of hand, we could see like a 114-89 type of game.
Yeah, I that's true. But this is a Minnesota team that shoots. Generally speaking, they shoot pretty well. And I'm on the other side of this total. Minnesota, they've shot one game went under the scored 88. They shot 34.9% from the field. That was the lowest mark they shot all season by 3 percentage points. Or earlier in the year, back in October, they had a game where they shot 37.9. That was the lowest before the other night. So I don't know that you're going to see that kind of a bad performance. I think they try to keep up. I wouldn't be surprised to see the second half a lot more lower scoring than the first half, because I am with you guys as far as where this game ends up. And this has been a psycho. Talk about some home road splits. Anybody know how many times Oklahoma City has covered on the road during the postseason?
Yeah,
West?
0.
Yeah, 0. Yeah. You didn't give West.
Well, we're not on the road.
I know. That's the thing. But they've been outstanding at home, and they were that way during the season. They were like, or whatever they were, 20. I want to say they were like 25 or 23 and 18 or something like that.
Them and Cleveland, OKC and Cleveland were the two best covering teams in all of basketball. And,
right.
We know what happened with Cleveland, but yeah, it was crazy. I mean, those guys are covering like 65% of their games if you just blindly bet them and laid the points every game.
Yep. Yeah. And if you did it only when they were at home, you had a great season instead of just a really good one. So, all right. Yeah. I think this is a Minnesota team that can still shoot the ball well. I think they put up enough. I think the Thunder go big. I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the 120s to 1-0s, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like a 125 to
105, something
17.
Like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. And are you on the over or the under, Tom?
I'm on neither. I lean under just because I think I don't think Minnesota is gonna score that many points.
Yeah, the safer play might be first half over and lay off the full game, or if you really want to thread the needle, play first half over, second full game under.
At what point does Minnesota give up? They're down 20 and halfway through the third.
No,
quarter.
I don't think they give up to the fourth quarter, because we've seen some swings in these playoffs. You know, we've seen some easy double-digit comebacks and some huge comebacks in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I think it's desperation till 6 or 8 minutes left to go. If they're down 20 plus, 8 minutes left, yeah. But and that's the other thing I don't understand. You see, when we saw it in the Boston series, where Boston pulls all their starters, what are you saving them for? Like what are we doing here, guys? Boston yanked their starters in that last game with 8 minutes left, 10 minutes left. I only know because I had a player prop, and he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. I'm what are you doing? I'll tell you how you're definitely not coming back, having your starting 5 on the bench. So again, I don't get it. I don't see what you're saving for. I understand why the winning team pulls their guys, because they're in they got another brutal series in 2 days. So I get that, but the losing team, I don't get it. So we'll see how it goes. And I don't know. Is it going to be? Anybody know? Is it going to be a white out or blue out in OKC tonight? Anybody know?
Nope.
I didn't know how they coordinated that. Somebody said they put put a shirt on your seat. Then that's how everybody's wearing the same thing.
Yeah, they usually do.
It's
it's funny you mentioned that. I've always wondered about the uniform, especially with football. I'm really superstitious with that. Like the Dallas Cowboys, let me tell you what, anytime they wear those damn blue top uniforms, they lose every freaking time. I swear. It's like clockwork. So I've actually looked that up before to try to see, what color uniform teams are wearing, just to be a little bit superstitious in the analysis. But I'm not so much basketball, but football. I don't know. I've always been intrigued by that.
Right. Yeah, I like the. I think my favorite is the Pittsburgh Stripes. You can't
the jailbirds.
Yeah, the jailbird the jailbird for ugly uniforms, man. You can't beat that. You just can't. But yeah, and I guess the thing in Dallas started because they play out in the sun, right? And they wanted to wear white to help reflect and not be as hot. Would be my guess.
Yeah. There was that also too. Well, that hole in the roof they had up there in Plano before they, went to Jerry World. They said that was for God to look down and watch the Cowboys, right? That was the whole saying behind that. But Yeah, no, I remember watching, back in the day with Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, there were certain spots on the field you're watching on TV and you can't even see what's happening. It's so bright. Also, too, another thing about that field, they said it wasn't level. Like you get Emmitt Smith would get going downhill and it was literally downhill. Like it was on a little bit of a grade. It wasn't a level field. So
they see he's a downhill runner. They're not kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. All right. Personally, I worry about an all-seeing, omnipotent, all-knowing being that can't see indoors.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throwing that out there. So yeah, if you're going to be bad, if you're going to sin, just make sure you do it inside because you can't see it. So just a little tip for us. All right, on the other side of the ledger, they're heading back to New York. Also a 3-1 lead. A little different situation though, because the team that's going to be at home, they're down, and this team, I don't know. I don't want to poison the well. I want to get your guys' thoughts on the game on Tuesday night, last night as we sit here on Wednesday. Wes, what did you feel? What did you feel watching that game?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to feel sorry for the Knicks because of their fans. Karl Anthony Towns has not played all that well. If the Knicks are going to have any chance to win this particular game coming up tomorrow night, I mean, they have to slow the pace down. No pun intended. They have to slow the Pacers down, right? The Knicks, they can't run with these guys. I'm almost of the mind where Thibodeau, he needs to just tell his guys to not shoot the ball until 5 seconds left on the shot clock and try to, it's almost like a football game, controlling time of possession a little bit. And almost maybe even have like a safety back at midcourt so you can't let them get out in transition. They have to force them to play in the half court if they want any shot to win this game. Thus, it's kind of funny too. I think, are the Knicks laying 5? They're laying 5, right?
It's laying 5. That's correct.
So, I mean, obviously the bookmakers think the Knicks are going to win the game. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. Like, I kind of really like the Pacers, but I really like the under. Because I do think that Thibodeau is going to preach defense because the Knicks have been playing terrible defense as of late, number one. Number two, they're going to try to get them to stop running, which they really need to do as well. And that's their only shot to win this game. They can't, get in a shootout with Indiana. They're not going to win that type of game. So I like the under. I saw it was at 223 earlier in the day. It's at 222.5 now. It's at 220. Oh, it just went back up to 223 as I'm looking here. But I do like the under here just because if New York has any chance to win this game, it has to go under the total. And Indy can win the game and it could still go under. They already did that once in this series too. So give me the under in that game.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's exactly what Indiana's been doing to New York is they've been putting in backcourt pressure. And they haven't let Brunson bring the ball up the court as many times. They've been doubling Brunson on the inbounds pass, and they've been meeting him further into the backcourt and allowing them less time to set their offense and get things rolling. And that's exactly what the Knicks need to do to the Pacers. So it'll be interesting to see it because it's not like Thibodeau's like, oh, I don't know where they thought of that. He's seeing it every night. He has seen it since every time since game one, where this is a Indiana team that is gambling, and they're putting guys and giving backcourt pressure and making them get out of their offense and take time to move the ball around, and they also been meeting Brunson further beyond the arc. They haven't let him just square up to take threes. They've made more distance for him to dribble drive, and I think that's made a huge impact. So we'll see how it goes. Tom, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel like the Pacers are trying to play at the Knicks are trying to play at the Pacers' pace. Only problem is they give the Pacers too many opportunities to score. Like I said, I think this team is tired, this Knicks team. Pacers are just a better team. If you're a conspiracy guy, they want the Knicks to win this, but I think the Pacers are going to win.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're a conspiracy guy and you want to put it down where the Knicks got to win 3 in a row, good luck. Good luck with that conspiracy because too many things.
But if all these teams get finished, there's no NBA this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we end up on Wednesday and Thursday and finish it up. It's a horse racing weekend is what it's going to be. It's going to be a NASCAR horse racing. You got any thoughts on the total? So I'm assuming you like Indiana +5.
I like Indiana. But, oh yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, 4.5, 5.
Yeah, I might have.
Now it's down to 4.5.
Yeah, that sounds like
I wrote
a
a
great
preview on this a
number
minute
to me.
ago. It was 5, and now it's 4.5. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sounds like a great number to me.
It's one of those things that almost sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, 100%. It sounds like a trap line.
It's
It
been
really
like
does.
that all series.
Yeah. You're right. So, yeah, that's a. It should be a good game, and I kind of agree with you, Tom. You saw this Knicks team, man. You can't tell me Karl Anthony Towns is 100%. The way he was getting banged up. I mean, half the time he'd go down the court, he'd end up getting up slow because of that left knee. And I think under normal circumstances he wouldn't be playing this game, but obviously all hands on deck, he's going to play. But I think this is I think it's been a physical series. I think it's taken a toll on the Knicks because of, once again, their lack of depth. The same thing we saw with Oklahoma City in the series against Denver, where it's just a matter of you eventually wear them down because they're only playing 7 guys that are getting any realistic any big time minutes. So I think it's going to wear on your body, and I think this Knicks team looks a little worn out. Yeah, they'll get a little boost from the home court, especially in the first half. But I'm with you guys. I like the 4.5, and you want to take a little spin on the money line there at plus 158. I think that might be worth a little pizza money investment as well. So.
Yeah, maybe a Pacers band too. Pacers to win 1-10. It's probably a good price.
Yeah, agreed. You could play the spread there for sure. All right, so let's talk a little NHL, as we are wont to do, and as anybody who watches this show regularly knows, I'm not the NHL guy. I'm the facilitator, man. I'm not the quarterback for the NHL. But in the West, we've got Edmonton up 3-1, and I believe everybody called, right? Yes.
Yep.
And then in the East, we've got the other series where the Panthers are up 3-1. Man, I'm with you guys. That is so hard to say. The Panthers against Carolina, it just doesn't compute. But I believe you guys called that. You guys called that as well. You said the Panthers were head and shoulders above the Hurricanes, and we've seen that come to fruition. So I'll start with you, Wes, since both of you guys were accurate in your predictions on these series. Is there anything that has surprised you?
Not really. I pretty well, other than Florida not sweeping Carolina. But, I thought it's a gentleman's sweep, right? If Florida does win tonight, the line's actually close. It's only, I think, Florida minus 115. But I like Florida here tonight. I think they close it out. It's actually the same kind of conundrum with the NBA. I mean, we're not going to have any NHL either if Florida closes out and if Edmonton closes out. You imagine no basketball and no hockey this weekend. Whatever are we going to do? Are we going to be forced to bet on some WNBA as well?
Here's another idea. Go touch some grass, you degenerates.
But yeah, I like Florida to close it out tonight. Florida is just a very talented team. Carolina is really, really good at home, though. I think they were something like 31-9 at home this year. But I'm still rolling with Florida tonight. I think they do quite well. And I think the Oilers and the Stars. So I like the under here tomorrow. This is actually very similar to my analysis with the Pacers and Knicks because, the Knicks, like I said, they have to slow the game down. They cannot run with the Pacers. Well, I think it's the same thing with the Stars. The Stars cannot skate with the Oilers. They don't want to get in an up and down skating contest with these guys because what's Edmonton going to do? They're going to outshoot you. They're going to outscore you. So I think very similar to Thibodeau needing to slow down the Pacers. I think the Stars need to slow down the Oilers, if at all possible. If you remember, I believe it was game 2, the only game that the Stars won. They won 3-0. So that game went under, and they play great defense. They shut Edmonton out. So I just think that they're going to preach defense. Maybe Edmonton does win the game, but I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game. It is 6, and I hate betting 6s in hockey because, you might get a push. But a push is like kissing your sister. It's terrible. I'd rather take a 5.5. But I do like the under 6, and they might go to 5.5. I wouldn't be surprised, but give me under 6 here tomorrow night.
Are you saying you'd rather lose a bet than push a bet?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I mean, that is,
that is what you're saying.
It sounds like what I said. I can't stand not having a result. I hate pushing. It's like the 8.5.
You'd rather always have a hook.
It's like an 8.5 and 9 in baseball, right? If I can get the 9, I'm going to take the under. It just drives me crazy pushing. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Okay. All right. Solid analysis, except for the end. But yeah. Tom, you are also on both these teams. What surprised you?
Yeah, same thing. Nothing really surprised me. I'm expecting to see Florida versus the Oilers here. Yeah, Florida's just too good. I think they're better than anybody. The thing with the Oilers is I still don't think we've seen the best of them. So this Stanley Cup rematch is going to be nice. Should be a fun one. But yeah, I think this one ends. But I have a question for you.
Sure.
Of these four series we talked about,
Yeah.
what dog has a chance to win a series? Like if you have to pick one.
Knicks.
All right.
Knicks, yeah. But yeah, I think Minnesota's done. And I really think they're all done. I'll trust you guys on the hockey. And as far as the basketball goes, I think they're both done. I don't think I think the Knicks have a better chance of beating the Pacers 3 in a row than I doubt. I would have to look at the record, but I'm almost certain that Oklahoma City did not lose 3 games in a row all year.
Yeah,
They only had 14 losses on the season. They're 68 and 14, whatever the hell they were. It seems mathematically improbable that 3 of those losses came back to back to back. So, yeah, I think especially with 2 more home games because they're 1-1-1 from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's if you were going to ask me which one to put your money on, I'd say save your money and take the wife out to dinner.
There you go.
All right, so and let's go with a way too early prediction. If it's going to be, let's start in the NBA first. If it's going to be OKC and Indiana, Wes, who you got and how many?
I'll go OKC in 6. Although I really do like Indiana. I like Rick Carlisle, championship pedigree. Obviously, he already won a championship with Dallas. OKC is still very, very young. You got to keep that in mind. But I think as of before, I think it was before yesterday, I think OKC was still minus 450 to win the whole thing. And I think the next closest team was maybe plus 400 or something like that. I looked at it the other day. But I'll probably go OKC in 6. Although the Pacers are a scrappy team. And but yeah, I'll still go OKC in 6.
Yeah, here's your update. Oklahoma City now minus 460, Pacers plus 500, Knicks plus 2,500, Timberwolves plus 3,800. I will say that if you want the Pacers, now's the time to grab them.
Yeah, definitely.
Not necessarily. If they lose tonight, you might see that move $1 or $2.
Yeah, I'm
well. You can get them. You can get them now, and then get them after the game again if they lose.
Yeah,
they'll hold
true.
a plus 500 and a plus 1,000. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're plus 500 now. I think if they lose, they're what plus 550. Yeah, you think it moves a whole $1? You think it goes to plus 6? I don't think so, man.
All right. Well, I
don't know. Although
I have it 30 to 1, so.
You got him at 30. Yeah, you're not worried about nothing, and you don't. Wes, how about the Edmonton, Florida rematch?
Yeah. So if you remember last year, this is the 2 furthest distances of all teams in the NHL. You couldn't get any further flying distance between Edmonton and obviously Miami. I think it's Miami or right outside of Miami, wherever Florida plays. I think it's like a 7.5 hour flight, which is pretty crazy, but. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Edmonton this time. I think they get it done. I think it's about time Canada gets their cup. I think they are going to be very furious about last year in Florida. Fantastic team, but I'm going to go Edmonton in that one. And I think Florida would have the home ice advantage, right, Tom? They had a better record, right?
Yes. I don't know.
I think they would.
That's a good question. Neither of them are number 1 seeds.
Is that how it works? Is the team with the best record or the most points?
Yeah, better record. So
Florida had 98. Edmonton had 101.
Yeah, so Edmonton would, which I think that's big.
They're still playing the Saddle Dome.
I don't know.
That's the only thing I knew about Edmonton.
Well, last year, if you remember, Florida, they had home ice advantage and they sealed Game 7 in Florida. So that's a big deal, you know?
Yeah, I imagine the parade there in Miami for Florida was well over 50, 60 people came out to see that. Fantastic. They didn't have enough people to overturn cop cars. That's how sad it is. All right. And Tommy, what do you got as far as the NBA goes?
Yeah, so NBA, I kind of think the Pacers are going to take it to 7. I think their bigs are good enough to give this team a problem, kind of like how Denver did.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end, Oklahoma City wins this.
Okay.
I just think they're the better team.
So you're saying OKC in 7?
OKC in 7.
All right, and I know
and the home court helps them too, as we said earlier about how they're ATS home and away.
Yeah, monster difference.
You know, very, very, very much different than the NHL. This will be maybe one of the shortest distances of flight between 2 NBA teams in the finals.
Yeah, that's probably really close to true. I guess Brooklyn. But obviously they're not going to play each other. So, yeah, very good point. Okay. And hockey, Tommy?
I think this one goes to 7 too. But since you started talking about the home ice advantage for the Oilers, maybe we see Canada get one. When was the last time they had one? 80 something?
No, 93. I think the Canadians beat the
Canadians, the Habs.
Yeah.
Has it really been 32 years?
Yeah. 93. Yeah. Crazy.
Man.
It reminds me, I was telling Lou this on his Friday show. It reminds me of Team USA basketball. It's like our sport and we can't even, we have trouble.
Oh, another close one to Lithuania. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, as much crap as Canada talked after winning the Big Four or whatever the hell they called that, it's gonna be that talk on steroids if the Canadians win this one. So that's all right. We're apparently taking over their country, so we could at least let them have some hockey.
See?
Congratulations on being the 51st state. Here's a cup. So enjoy that. All right. So I'm gonna do and we did not talk about this beforehand. I'm gonna do a little baseball quiz for you guys. I'm gonna start with Wes. Wes, there are currently 6 pitchers in Major League Baseball with an ERA below 2. They've all made at least 10 starts, so yeah, no tricky bullshit. How many of them can you name?
Skubal from the Tigers.
Nope.
Wow, really?
Already out.
Really?
Yeah,
After that,
like 236. Jacob DeGrom?
No.
Dang. How about the guy?
There's one name on there that you might expect, and the rest of them are absolute outliers.
Fried from the Yankees.
There you go. That's number 1. 129 ERA, and a .83 WHIP.
That guy, the guy who's pitching, the guy tonight, who's pitching for the Royals. I know his numbers are really good. I don't think he's had 10 starts though, but he's looked really good. The lefty.
He has. But I'll give you a clue. One of the guys is a lefty for the Royals, but it is not the dude that's pitching tonight.
Reagans?
No. Reagans is on the injured list. It's Chris Bubich.
Okay.
Right. Any shot at the rest of them? One of them's a Dodger, Wes.
Kevin Gausman?
No. Close though.
Gonsolin?
Nope.
Yamamoto?
Absolutely. Jimmy Yamamoto. He is 6th at 197.
All right.
So that leaves 3. Any ideas? I'll give you a hint. 2 of them are Rangers. and
It's
two,
not
and
Evaldi.
both of them.
Oh,
doing
Evaldi. Evaldi has been money. I forgot about that.
Absolutely. That's one of them. And even more unlikely is the other one.
I don't know.
Tyler Mahle.
So,
Yeah, Molly. Yeah, he has looked good. That's
all right. And Tommy, I'll give you a shot at the sixth one. He's a Met.
the guy who pitched today, what's his name?
I don't know who pitched it.
I forget.
Now I want to see. All right, hang on.
Peterson?
Lost.
Nope.
He lost. No.
Stop that.
Canning?
One of my pet. No, although Canning is another one of those guys. You're like, who? Are you kidding me? Yeah, he's having. He's having a great.
He was terrible with the Angels, and he went to the Mets, and all of a sudden, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Canning. That's
He's been terrible with everybody.
Canning
was the one.
Good.
Canning was the guy who pitched today, by the way, and 3.33 is his ERA. Kodai Senga is the other one.
Yeah.
So there you go. I just thought because some of those names are just so weird, man. You know, Eovaldi, Mahle, Chris Bubich has pretty much been a swing man. Spent time between the bullpen and the starting rotation. And then Hunter Brown, a guy who's another guy that nobody talks about, is having a terrific season. He's two even. Crochet. Ninth place is a Philly, Tom.
That's what?
Is
a Philly.
Ninth place is in Philly.
Yep.
Wheeler?
Nope.
No, Sanchez.
Luzardo.
Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah. He's been fantastic, and that's a guy that got traded from Miami and was pretty much been terrible everywhere he was after that.
He was really good when he started in Miami. When he came up, he had like 3-4 great seasons, and then all of a sudden, like his last two, he's bad. He got traded. Yeah, Luzardo is nice.
And then you got Drew Rasmussen from Tampa Bay. You got Paul Skeens from Pittsburgh. And then a guy in 11th that nobody talks about, Brian Wu of Seattle. All he does is go out there and just throw darts, man.
He's consistent.
Yeah,
Seattle has a good staff. They're doing pretty well, too.
Yeah.
Leading the AL West.
They're hanging in there. And then it's DeGrom is in 12th, Wheeler's in 13th, Screwball 14th, and then tied with him is Robbie Ray. So there you go. Robbie Ray having a good season. Nice little bounce back.
Yeah.
Corbin Burns also top 20 in ERA. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. Let's take a look at these. Look at the standings. All of a sudden, you've got two divisions that first place teams starting to open up big leads. Yankees 6.5 up on the Rays, and Detroit all of a sudden 6 up on the Guardians and Twins. You guys think both those teams run it out for this year? Are those the best teams in the division?
Yeah, probably. I think so.
Okay. Tommy?
Yeah. I guess so too.
Okay. I mean, the Royals are 2 over. Twins and Guardians are 5 over. But man, Detroit's 17 over. They're on a different level now. And Mariners are starting their fade a little early. They're a game up on the Astros. They usually don't fade until after the All-Star break, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, see, I just think that whole division stinks.
The West?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's hard to argue with that.
Oakland looked good for a while, and then all of a sudden they dropped off. Angels stink. Rangers can't hit the ball.
That's so bizarre. You talk about a team wasting good pitching. The Rangers with that staff, they're 2 under 500 because they, like I said, they cannot hit the ball. Phillies in the East are 2 up on the Mets. And that's a tough division right there. At least it's tough at the top. Phillies are 16 over, and the Mets are 12 over. I think 12 over would be leading. Yeah, be close. Would be leading the West, of course. But other than that, so Tom, is there anybody that can give the Phillies a run there? Can the Mets hang in there?
I guess they possibly can. Phillies have benefited from an easy schedule this month, so that helps. But it's nice to see that they're stacking up those wins. Mets haven't had the easy schedule they had it last month. But yeah, I think the Phillies are a better team. As long as they stay healthy, we should be all right.
All right. West in the Central, Cubs are 3 up on the Cardinals. Cardinals finally starting to find some pitching. They've been hitting the ball pretty well all season long. Is that going to end up being a good race? You got the Brewers that are one over 500. You got Cincinnati, who's even money, 28-28. They're 6.5 back. Anybody give the Cubs the run for the money, or we're going to have a good race there?
Yeah, it's good to see the Cubs and the Cardinals both good again. It feels like it's been a while since they've both been, decent baseball teams.
For sure.
I like the Cubs. Crow Armstrong. I really like that kid. Guy's hitting the ball really well. I did not think the Cardinals would be this good. So I think that sooner or later they're probably going to falter a little bit. So I do like the Cubs probably to come out of that division. The Brewers, who knows with them, the Reds and the Pirates, Pirates, I just feel sorry for the franchise because Paul Skeens is going to be a Yankee or a Dodger or or a Red Sox or something in about 2 or 3 years when he's up for free agency. They just don't spend money, man. I feel sorry for the fans,
Well, yeah, and they've got they've got kind of a fun lineup there. They've got some guys that can hit the ball a little bit, but there's just too many holes in that in that starting lineup. They can't score any runs, man. This is a team that is dead last in runs scored, and they are last by a lot.
I heard a stat that they went under 3.5 runs for something like 15 games in a row.
I can tell you that they went 24 games without scoring more than 4.
Wow.
So yeah,
they score last 2 days. They've been scoring a lot. I was actually on the under as one of my premium plays today, and last I looked, they were up 8-0.
Well, let me tell you a little story about my parlay yesterday. I had Houston, Arizona in a parlay. Houston took care of business, winning whatever the hell it was, 10-1, 11-1, whatever the hell they did. And then Arizona playing Pittsburgh, it was 6-0. After 6, Burns gave up 2 runs in the 7th. It was 6-2 after 7 innings, and the Diamondbacks came out and scored, the Pittsburgh Pirates came out and scored 7 runs in the top of the 7th, or top of the 8th, rather. Just absolutely screwed me.
Yeah.
So,
what? I have a question for you guys. And Tom, do you have an app? Because I know betting's legal in Pennsylvania. Do you have an app on your phone, or do you always go get tickets over the counter?
I have the apps on my phone, but I use either the computer or I have a FanDuel that's like 10 minutes away from me. So I go there a lot, but I don't have the same hours as what my phone does.
Reason I'm asking is a couple books here. So, I have accounts everywhere now. South Point, William Hill, Circa, Caesars, Win, all that stuff. They give you the cash out option on a lot of these plays. So your team's up, 7-2, it's the 5th inning. They will pay you immediately 80% of what you were going to win. You can just cash out right there. Boom. It goes right to your account. You don't have to sweat out, the last 4 innings of a play. Not every book does that. William Hill does that. I think that the WinBet does that.
FanDuel does them. DraftKings. A lot of them do it.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I enjoy doing it because I could just get out of the bet and not have to worry about it anymore. But at the same time, if you're trying to manage your bankroll and you're not winning, you're losing juice, first of all, when you lose. And then you're not winning as much as you should when you win. Ultimately, you're going to be behind the 8 ball a little bit. So, but with parlays and stuff, though, if you have a 2-teamer and it's going to be a lot of money, it's definitely probably worth it at that point. You're going to get plus 200, plus 300, something like that. But I ever since I came out here to Vegas, I've kind of been dealing with that cash. It always it's like the devil on my shoulder, like, hey, cash it out.
See, I pretend it's not there. I don't even look at it.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of taking insurance in blackjack.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
And you're like, well, I'll just get out of this now and it'll be good. I'll just take my even money. But that's the grind, man. Pretty good rule of thumb. If the casino or the sports book is offering it, it ain't good for you.
Correct.
So I don't know who needs to hear that. I know you two guys probably don't. Although Wes, with his devil on one side and angel on the other, telling him to cash out early. But as far as anybody out there listening that might be new to sports betting, it is tempting. But you said that, and if I'm up 6-2 like I was in that game last night, and they offer me an 80% cash out, there's no way I'm taking it. No way possible am I taking a cash out against the Pirates with 2 innings left to go in a game they're down 4. So to get the real value, and hell, I might have even got 90% or something last night.
Yeah.
But and I'm kind of I have to go to another state. I have to drive about 20 minutes from my house just to get across state lines to make a bet. And I've never been to the book. I had dinner with my buddy at the casino. I sent you guys pictures of the track there a couple of weeks ago, and it's the first time I'd ever been in the sports book, and I just popped my head in there. It's one of those places. It used to be the sports bar, and then they legalized betting, and they went, "Hey, let's make it the sports book now." So it ain't like a Vegas sports book. It's probably more like I don't know. What are they like in Pennsylvania, Tom? Is it kind of like, oh, well, let's just put it in this space? Is it more
pretty
like
much? Yeah. My FanDuel it's tiny. They have a couple high tops,
right,
a whole bunch of TVs, but it's not.
Is it mainly kiosks?
Yeah, I mean they have a window there.
Okay.
They usually have like 4 or 5 guys.
So Scott, when you say you have to go, you've never been in the book, but you have to go across. So are you just basically getting to Kansas, pulling off the road, placing your bets on your app, and then going home?
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. I have a place that's on State Line Road, and I just take a left off the State Line, and I go back behind the buildings. It's a little strip mall, and I go back behind it's shady, and I just sit there and make my bets, man.
Wow, that's great.
and the book itself is about like 50 minutes from my house. It almost couldn't be further away from me.
Gotcha.
So it's a monster drive. So yeah, I'm not driving another 20 minutes to take an early payout.
Yeah.
And that's the shitty thing. It's like, well, I made my bet. I may be back in Missouri, but you should let me take the early payout. But no, they won't even let you log on if you're not. We've detected that you're not. Yeah, I know it. I know I'm not here. So, but that's the thing about the apps. We always joke about, well, where's the sports book? That's anywhere my phone is.
Yeah.
So I remember the day it became legal, the week it became legal, my wife and I went to a restaurant, and we just sat there and signed up, got our bonus, made bets, and I think dinner took like 45 minutes, and we spent like another hour just cranking bets and shit. So good times. It's allegedly it's legal in Missouri. We passed it, but because it's Missouri, they're dragging their feet. So they're like, well, it has to be done by the beginning of the year. They said, well, we'd like to maybe have it going by the regular football season. Like, yeah, well, it's been a year, so let's go.
Some people say potato, some say potato, some people say Missouri, some say misery.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I like my city. I like my town. It's a lot like Pennsylvania, Tom. You got Pittsburgh on one side, Philly on the other side, Alabama in between. And that's a lot of the way Missouri is. You got St. Louis on one side, you got Kansas City on this other side. With the exception of Columbia, which is dead in the middle down I-70, it's pretty much hillbilly acres. Everybody else. So
yeah, Pittsburgh's not that close. So
no, it's not, man. They're literally on opposite sides of the states, just like Casey and St. Louis. So, all right. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Wes, do you want to let's all give out, just for grins, let's all give out a UFL pick.
I don't even know.
I don't even know what the teams are.
Hang on, I'll tell you.
I heard the Michigan Panthers. I heard they're good. I heard they're the favorites to win.
Washington D.C. has a team. Yeah, I'll take that.
The Defenders.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are playing at home against the Battlehawks. Battlehawks are already locked in. I think both these teams are still locked into the playoffs. I think this is the Defenders, Michigan, St. Louis, and Birmingham, I think, is who's going to the playoffs. So you've got Tommy, you like the Defenders?
Yeah, what are they? -7.5?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find a line here. I've only got FanDuel up, and they get a little hinky sometimes on the UFL lines. Let me see here. UFL. Here we go. All right, I got it, baby. Defenders laying 2.5 at home.
Ah, perfect. See, I got a lot of value. I thought it was going to be 7.5.
No, Battlehawks are good, man. Battlehawks are good. All right, so you got the Defenders. All right, Wes, I'll give you the Houston Roughneck Rednecks. Sorry, Delano. The Houston Roughnecks at Michigan Panthers. Panthers laying 7 points, which is a touchdown and an extra point from the 3 or whatever the hell it is. And
you know what? Give me the under. I'm going to go under just because I've heard all these quarterbacks are crappy. So I'm going to give me the under, whatever the total is.
All right, 43.5 is the number there.
There's going to be like 5 pick sixes.
Probably.
Probably.
I'll take Birmingham minus 6.5 over the Showboats down there in Memphis.
All right. Yeah, Loud always says the Showboats suck. So
the Showboats and the Brahmas are awful. Just absolutely dreadful.
You know what? Everybody needs to go put those 3 plays in a parlay. And if it wins, and when it wins, you can come back here and ask for our plays next week. And then
that's
Lou
right.
Give you.
We're going to put Lou out of a job. All right, there you go.
I will crack. Hey, we need to remember. Write those plays down because I want to know our results next week.
Okay. So I got the favorite. Tom's got the favorite in the Defenders game, and you've got the under in the Michigan game.
I'm writing this down right now. So Tom, you're going
Defenders minus 2.5. Wes, you've got under 43.5. Houston, Michigan. And I've got Birmingham minus 6.5 at Memphis.
Yeah, 6.5. What was the total again? It was 43.5.
43.5.
We gotta look. If this shit hits, I'm gonna start betting UFL every damn weekend.
Well, you've already been roped into what were you betting last time? Rodeo? What the hell was it?
Lacrosse.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was exciting too. I haven't placed another lacrosse bet since, but I will say it was. I mean, I've seen lacrosse on TV, obviously, but when you're actually betting on it and you win by the hook, you're like, "Damn, man, that was a sweat."
Speaking of hooked, I think you are, buddy.
Yeah.
Really, man. All right. I think that's it, guys. It's been fun. It seemed like it went quick, but we still did our hour. So there you go. We missed Loud and David, but we'll have them back next week. Maybe have another special guest. It's just kind of a little quaint show here between the three of us, and it should be. I hope everybody had a good time. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and checking us out. Don't forget to go to hitthepick.com. $25, 30 days. I'm no math wizard. I think that's less than $1 a day. I really do. I have to run my calculator on that, but that's less than $1 a day. And we all make at least 3-4 picks a day. How many picks you make a day, Wes?
Lately, I've been just doing one NBA, one NHL, and one MLE. So I do a 3-pack every day.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's about where I'm at as well. Tommy, how many you do?
Me too. It depends. Soccer's shutting down, so
I'll do some WNBA too.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to do one of everything. If I really love a board, I'll put up like 5.
All right, there you go. And I know Delano doesn't do as many, but they're always high quality stuff. So pick your favorite is what I'm saying to you. Pick your favorite. $25. Get yourself some plays. All right. Special thanks to everybody that was here. Sniper West, thanks very much, buddy. Have a good week. And I want it noted that I did not even make fun of you for being in the closet this week.
Yeah, you did right at the beginning. I remember.
Did I say something about the closet?
You did.
Right.
You said it's okay.
I was trying to get better.
Sooner or later, I got it. After we finish the show, I do need to stand up and come out of the closet at some point. So
we're all waiting, Wes. We're all waiting. Tommy, thanks for being here. You got big weekend plans there in Philly?
I'm actually laying low for the next couple weeks. Weather's been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really plan anything outside, but Yeah,
All right.
I'm not
very
doing
good.
much. Hit the
And,
track on
Yeah,
Friday.
that's it. I was getting ready to plug that. Don't forget to check me and Tom out doing Hit the Track. Who's our special guest this week? We got anybody?
I think I do, but I haven't heard from him since he said I'll let you know later. But
Well, that sounds like he is locked in. So
that's what I'm saying.
Make sure and check out that mystery guest as Tom and I hit the track Friday afternoon at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. And of course, I am Scott the Steamroller Steen. We do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Eastern, as the Hit the Pick Founder Show comes directly to you. So thanks very much. Don't forget to drop a comment. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to our channel, all that fun stuff. And keep supporting the site. We've had a lot of fun doing this, and we're going to keep doing it. All right. So you guys have a great day. Good luck on your NBA, NHL, WNBA, MLB, lacrosse plays all week
and
long.
UFL.
And UFL, of course. Of course. Now that we've given you that Money in the Bank parlay, you guys enjoy watching the UFL as well. I think we gave you the Friday night game. We gave you a game on Saturday, and we gave you a Sunday. Hell, it's chock full. You got a full weekend right there. UFL action, guys.
We might need to watch it if there's no NBA and NHL.
That's true.
That's right.
That is true.
It could take center stage on Friday and Saturday for sure. So, make sure you check that out as well. And we'll be back to do it again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hit the Pick Founder Show. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you then. Take care, everybody.